Okay, today we'll discuss several topics. One of the topics we'll discuss is tension in vowels. So far, we have discussed three features of vowels: lip rounding, tongue height, placement of the tongue. And another one is what we call tension. And tension creates tense or lax vowels. So tension on vowels is determined by whether or not the tongue root touches the throat. Again, tension on vowels is determined by whether or not the tongue root touches the throat. That's how we know tension, whether or not the tongue root touches the throat. Class, your tongue is very long. It reaches down to your throat. And sometimes when you pronounce a vowel, the tongue root is right in the middle of your throat. It doesn't touch the sides of your throat. But sometimes when you pronounce a vowel, your tongue touches the side of the throat. By the way, that is in English class. In Filipino, the tongue root never touches the throat when you pronounce a vowel. In Filipino, the tongue root never touches your throat when you pronounce a vowel. But in English, sometimes when you pronounce a vowel, the tongue root touches the throat. Sometimes it does not. That is if you speak or pronounce properly. Okay? When we say tense vowels, those vowels are produced with the tongue root touching the throat. So in the case of tense vowels, the tongue root touches the throat. So that's the thing about tense vowels. The tongue root is not in the middle of the throat. It touches one side of the throat, particularly the front side. This is also known as advanced tongue root or plus ATR. This is also known as advanced tongue root or plus ATR. So when your tongue root is advanced, it's moved forward, it touches the throat. Again, when your tongue root is advanced or moved forward, it touches the throat. That's why we say tense vowels also have the characteristic plus ATR, because when you pronounce tense vowels, your tongue root is advanced. Okay? Then we also have lax vowels. When we say lax vowels, the tongue root does not touch the throat. This is also known as minus advanced tongue root or minus ATR. So when you pronounce tense vowels, there's tension in your throat. When you pronounce lax vowels, there's no tension in your throat. That has to do with the advancement of the tongue. If the tongue root is advanced, then you produce tense vowels. If the tongue root is not advanced, you produce lax vowels. So as we said, tension on vowels is determined by whether or not the tongue root touches the throat. Notice, class, that tension and lack, being tense and being lack, they interchange. They take each other's places. Okay? So the two front vowels that we have, they are tense. So we say E. So if I'd like you to pronounce E. And you should feel something on your throat, maybe a little tension. E. That's the same thing when you pronounce the back vowel ooh. Ooh. There should be something in your throat. You should feel something on your throat. That would be your tongue touching your throat. Then you have the lax vowels eh, and So when you pronounce and the tongue root is not advanced. It's not touching the throat. It's in the middle. That's why it's lax. Why is it called lax? Because there's no tension between your tongue and your throat. Right after that, there's also another tense vowel set. The you have the e and the o. E and the o. Right after that is a set of vowels that are lax. You pull your tongue to the middle of the throat and you say eh, and you say oh, 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 and eh. Notice there's no tension on your throat. But when you say ah, ah, there's some tension in your throat. When you say there's tension on your throat. And when you say like in gone, when you it's like when you say gone, okay, there's tension on your throat when you pronounce the vowel. So that's tension class. And that's the reason why we included some vowels that may not seem to be used in English. Take for example the that is tense, and you have the lax vowel o and the tense vowel o. Normally they're used interchangeably in English. But they're differentiated here so that we could differentiate tense and lax vowels. So we have four features that characterize a vowel. We have lip rounding, tongue height, placement of the tongue, and tension. Tension is also has to do with advanced tongue root. When we say tense vowels, that means it's plus ATR, advanced tongue root.